Tony's right. So we're batching this week's videos. Everything should be up, I think. I think. Is it? No. No. It's for the 19th. So it's gonna be like 3 to 5 videos, something like that, whatever. Anyway, so this video is to talk about the MFA reading from university. So this is the inside of it. And yeah, so my university's graduate MFA reading. So all of the people on here were there except one person, the last person. Unfortunately, he was sick, and so he couldn't read his thing. But our MFA reading is a graduate level reading for the, of course, the MFA program. Usually it's a culmination of all the years, and it is where you read the book that you probably have written or whatever thesis you've written. And when we say thesis, it's not like a traditional master's, or even like, because I know thesis abroad may mean like something for your doctorate. Anyway, it's not like the culminating paper that's like hundreds of pages long and shit like that, like a master's in philosophy or doctorate in philosophy or something like that, you know, PhD, master's and stuff like that, MA, where you're doing a lot of like research and analysis for like anthropology or English lit or something like that. It's like, this is an actual project that you're writing. So if you have an MFA and it's like creative writing, your culminating work is your thesis. So it's usually something that you put together. It's your own original writing, and it's whatever, going by whatever guidelines that your school has. So like if you are in an MFA program but you're a playwright, your thesis may be like a 3-act play. It has to be this many pages, and it has to like have these things within each act, and you check off those boxes. But then we're also kind of looking at it for like originality, language and syntax and all that kind of stuff. Like they're looking at it. For me, my university has like a page, like a, not a page limit for us. For my program, they have a page limit for like the prose writers, so like the nonfiction and fiction writers, and then there's a set amount of poems that we have to write, and that like doesn't determine the page length, but we're assuming that the book is at least as many pages if each poem is only 1 page, you know what I'm saying? So ours is 25 poems, which means it's at least 25 pages. But of course it could be longer than that, because you could have 10 of those 25 poems be like 2 pages, and then maybe 1 or 2 or like maybe 3 or 4 pages depending on. So your book could be 25 poems but technically be like 60 pages depending on how it goes. So that's how it is for us. That's the standard for us. And when it, you know, each university is different. Some universities is like you have to have a 60-page manuscript just off the 60 pages. Ours is just a set amount of poems, and so we're flexible based on what the professor is saying. We're kind of flexible with that. So anyway, the graduate MFA like reading is when you read excerpts from your work, portions of your work, a few selected poems of your work, because nobody's sitting all day listening to you read your book and 20 other people, right? So it's usually like maybe a page, page and a half, maybe 1 to 3 poems depending on how long the poems are, and that's what you're reading at this reading. It's where you can be celebrated by your friends and family, and it's often before or around the time that you're graduating. So it's not necessarily at graduation, the day before or anything like that. It could be the day before, but usually sometime leading up to graduation, when everybody has essentially finished their manuscripts. My eye. Okay, all right, cool. I just moved my eye. Something is my eye. I'm like, oh my god. But it's, you know, it's around that time, and it's a celebration of the work that you have done, right? Like you're not defending your thesis, so to speak, like, or your dissertation or whatever in front of people. you're kind of like, this is what it is. We've gone through this process. We've had it designed, and you've written it, and you published it, and it's printed, and the books come in, and you have a physical copy of it, and this is a celebration of that, right? So we had that, and we have it every year. And so yeah, this was a pretty standard size class for us, so it's roughly like 14 people. And these are like all of the books that they created. So it's a mix of people, so it's not like they're all fiction on one act, and they're all like poetry or whatever, and another act it's like they're mixed in. And so yeah, like these are all the books that they designed themselves. And so our program is interesting in that we have to write it and then design it and then send it off to the printer. So we actually throughout the program learn how to like write and design, at least the very basics of design, so you can get your point across. So yeah, there's that. So it was nice. I got there late, and they were rolling through this shit because I got there late and I was on the third person. They were on the third person when I got there, and I was only 20 minutes late. And I was like, damn. I was like, God damn, I'm late. I'm fucking late. I was so like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, it was crazy. So the first person is actually crazy because, like, I know the first person, and, like, I didn't get there to listen to them read. I'm like, yo, this is, like, fucking crazy. This is so sad. But, yeah, I stayed for the duration of the entire thing after that, and it was cool. So it was broken up into 2 parts. So 2 parts, half the cohort that was graduating read their pieces. Second half, after intermission, the other half read, and then we had like the reception where you can eat like food and shit like that. It's really nice. This is the second one I went to. The first one was last year, and I only got to the MFA like portion where they were selling the books, so the book fair part. I didn't get to the reading part, and so I bought the book that I wanted from like someone who graduated last year because I was really interested in their work, and I should go back and see if they have like who else was graduating. So I've been like paying attention to the posts that my university program, their like IG, and all the people that are graduating, like their books and like blurb about it and shit like that. So I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted, who I wanted to buy like their stuff from, and I might probably buy like pretty much all of these books. Definitely like the poetry people, and then a few like few people like one memoir, one fiction, I think, and then we'll go from there. And then the rest like are poetry people. And so it was really nice to see everyone. I don't have clips or anything like that because like that's privacy. It's privacy, like showing you this shit, because like what? But they yeah, they read their works, and it was just really nice to hear what they wrote about. And I think listening to people read their works makes a difference, because we had the MFA, not the MFA reading, but the reading for like the class that I was in, like the journal class, where we were creating like the print edition of our journal. It was like nice to listen, like I said in another video, nice to hear them read it, because to me, I rejected a few people because I was on the fiction team, and so I listened to them read their work or an excerpt of their work, and it made more sense hearing them read it. And so it made more sense hearing people at the MFA reading read it. And so yeah, like I'm excited to see where people go. I'm staying like trying to pay attention to their websites, because you have to make a website, apparently, an author website. I want to pay attention to see if they like, first of all, be active, so I can actually buy the book through the website. Or like have other engagements where like I can show up and like purchase this book, right? Because you have to buy quite a few. You have to buy like 200 or 300, but like you gotta buy like 50 to 75 or something like that according to the program. And so, you know, there's that. So yeah, really excited about it. This is what I'll be doing next year, and it is cool to just hear people read their works, because I've talked to like individuals towards the end of their thesis, and knowing how stressed they were, I know it's a relief that they've like finished what they were doing. And so it's just like good to hear their work. And then like some people, like I've been in the program and I just started being around them now this year, and so it's kind of like, okay, like, well, you're gone, so there's that. And then yeah, like it's very, very interesting. I like it. So yeah, I'm anticipating that for next year. And then also like the book fair is a good way to like read works from people like who are leaving, but who can also inform your own work as well. And that's what I hope my work will do next year. Somebody coming into the program, maybe like they even just check out the reading and then get inspired from that, or like students who are behind us get inspired by what we're doing. So yeah, I bought my one. It's in a part of my to be read. I'm going to do a video for right after this, and I'll like tell you about it a little bit. But yeah, that's about it. That was the graduate reading, and yeah, it'll be my turn next year. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys